Scotty with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. 3 weeks ago, the Bengals and Bills did not finish their game after safety Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest on the field. Sunday, they'll face off in Buffalo, and Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow says his team welcomes the playoff pressure.
I always enjoy going on the road. It's just you and your guys. It feels like it's you against the world, and that's where we like to be. Never feel like an underdog.
As for the Bills, they say Damar Hamlin continues his amazing recovery and has been at the team facility almost on a daily basis since being released from the hospital last week. Elsewhere, Christian McCaffrey was not on the Niners injury list for the first time since week 12. The running back practiced in full after battling through some knee soreness. And the Cardinals interviewed defensive coordinator Vance Joseph for their head coaching job Wednesday and will speak with Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn on Saturday. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
They say they'll get your biggest tax refund. Jackson Hewitt says your biggest tax refund guaranteed, and a chance to double your tax refund. Thousands in weekly prizes during the Double Your Refund sweepstakes. Your biggest refund times 2, twice the money, so forget about them. File your taxes on the double at Jackson Hewitt today. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal tax return. Promotion ends 4/2/23. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for rules.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Well, it's a Thursday, 19th day of January, 2023. I'm Carroll in the newsroom. It's Gene. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, Carroll.
I see you're wearing earmuffs and a scarf today.
Yeah, it just makes you feel like you're moving a little faster.
Yeah, just don't get the scarf caught in the spokes of your bicycle.
That's right, or the steering wheel of the car.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tough one.
Yeah, that makes it tough. Well, in the news, reality TV stars Todd and Julie Crisley are now sitting in a federal prison.
Yes.
Well, last year, the stars of Crisley Knows Best were convicted of bank fraud and tax evasion charges in order to maintain their expensive lifestyle. Now, if you missed their reality show, you can soon catch them on their new show, Orange is the New Black. Reality stars, I don't know where they get these people, but many of them end up in jail, don't they?
The unemployment line is probably
Yes.
where they get most of them.
Ah, boy. Anyway, and, police are investigating after security found an anti-tank weapon at the San Antonio airport.
That's not a good thing.
No. TSA found an 84-millimeter Carl Gustav M44 anti-tank recoilless rifle in somebody's checked baggage. Now, in Texas, you understand, an 84-millimeter Carl Gustav M4 anti-tank weapon doesn't belong on a plane. Now, it belongs on the gun rack on the back of a pickup truck, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you never know when you're going to run into some nasty varmint, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's what it's designed for, though, is to kill tanks.
Yes. Or armadillos.
Armadillos?
That's the whole thing. Armadillos.
Darn guys, they cross the road.
Yes. Okay, you ready for birthdays?
Ready.
Actor Tippi Hedren, The Birds, is 93. And director Richard Lester, he's the guy that did A Hard Day's Night, Superman 2, Superman 3, he's 91. The singer, actor Michael Crawford, wasn't he the Phantom of the Opera? He is 81. Actor Shelley Fabre, 79. Johnny Angel. Dolly Parton, 77. Singer Martha Davis of the Motels, 72. Singer Dewey Bunnell of America, 71. Desi Arnaz Jr. is 70. Actor Katie Segal, is 69. Paul Rodriguez, 68. Actor Paul McCrane, 62. Actor Sean Wayans, 52. Actor Dre DeMatteo is 51. Comedian Frank Caliendo is 49. Actor Drew Powell, 47. Actor Shawnette Renee Wilson, 33. Actor Brianna Henry, 31. Actor Logan Lerman, 31. And actor Lydia Jewett is 16. Local birthdays coming up.
Not just at Christmas, not just when it's convenient, not just when you remember. All year long, Imperial Valley Food Bank is feeding the hungry because hunger is a year-round problem. Help the Imperial Valley Food Bank be the solution. Visit ivfoodbank.org. Be part of the solution.
We have happy birthday wishes going out today to Mike Trujillo, Yahira Gonzalez, Travis Hopnick, Martha Mendoza, Mary Lopez, Jose Flores, Jim Miller, Ada Munoz, Ashley Herrera, Vanessa Lyons, Jake Lovell, Terry Allen, Bertha Torres, Julie Egger, Taylor Bradingham, Alicia Alvarado, Floyd McGill. Happy birthday from KXO. Okay. A pretty good list today.
Pretty good list.
Yes.
That's right.
Quality and quantity.
Quantity, both at the same time.
Yep. Okay. It's that time of year. Events happening all over the place. We'll tell you about at least one of them coming up.
Maybe two, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to it. And good time to get out, get around. And, more and more things are returning to normal, whatever normal is.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that's the key. That's the question.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to be out and around and see people, and occasionally you see people you haven't seen in a long time.
A long time.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice. Typically I don't like people, but it's good to see them.
Well, yeah, it's good to see them.
Yeah.
You told them you didn't like people, huh?
Yeah, I do. Well, people, they're a bother.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We've got news. Are you ready?
We do.
Okay, we're going to jump in with a look at World and California news headlines. And that is brought to you by your friends at Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
CBS News Brief. Countdown to possible default. The U.S. has officially hit its debt limit, and the Treasury Department's begun moving money from account to account to keep paying government bills. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
We could see furloughing of government employees. Now we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people. Some of those government employees being forced to work, but not getting paid.
House Republicans vowed not to raise the borrowing limit again. Sign-ups for first-time jobless benefits reach a 4-month low. Bank rates Mark Hamrick.
Although layoff announcements and job cuts have accelerated in recent months, the unemployment rate remains at a historically low 3.5%.
An announcement expected on possible charges in the deadly shooting on Alec Baldwin's movie set. Attorney Rachel Fizet.
What the investigators and the prosecutors have been evaluating for the last 14 months is who knew the risks on the set that relate to serious injury or death.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news, the state getting a break from the stormy conditions, but the fallout from what was here for weeks continuing to have an impact. Another train hit by mud and debris east of San Francisco Wednesday.
It sounded like it was like we hit a vehicle or something. It was so powerful. it just rocked us.
Passenger Hector Zanudio, some passengers suffering minor injuries, 225 on board in Niles Canyon. Second day in a row, a train has been hit by a landslide. No one hurt the day before. Actor Julian Sands still missing on Mount Baldy in Southern California. His family reporting him missing last Friday.
The conditions are too dangerous. In fact, even some of the more experienced hikers are getting themselves into trouble up there. So we recommend that people stay away from that area.
Gloria Huerta with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office. Sands is 65. San Francisco ranks last in a new study of 62 large cities and how each is recovering from the pandemic. Researchers concluding that the city has only seen 31% of its economic activity return downtown since 2019. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, for maintenance, call the experts. Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's California attorneys. 1455 Frazee Road, Suite 500, San Diego, California, 92108. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
All the symptoms listed, beat it, test it, treat it, you can beat it, test it. If you feel sick, test to know if it's COVID, treat it. Medication is key to slow the virus in your body. Beat it, recover smoother. You may test negative sooner. California, you know you need it. Test it, treat it, you can beat it.
If you test positive for COVID, ask for medication. Visit youcanbeatit.org. Call 833-422-4255. Sponsored by the California Department of Public Health.
And it's page one of the local news. Page one, a service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations to serve you. At El Centro Motors, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Oh, a 4th location wherever you are with El Centro Motors mobile service vans.
Taking a look at the latest in local news for a Thursday morning. Pioneers Memorial Hospital District officials report to the City Council. Here's more on that story.
The Brawley City Council met Tuesday evening. During the meeting, the council received a report on the controversial hospital situation in Imperial County. Attending the meeting was Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District Board President Katie Alcantara Santillan and interim PMHD Executive Officer Damon Sorensen. The interim CEO said he could only comment on what pertained to the Brawley facility. Sorensen said he was not privy to what El Centro Regional Medical Center was going through. He said in early January, he was informed by El Centro Regional that they would be closing their obstetrics and pediatrics departments. He said the following day the departments were closed in El Centro. Sorensen said Brawley was able to take over the services by rearranging their operations and by being able to hire 25 staff members that had been let go by ECRMC. He said El Centro officials also spoke with him about a plan to merge the 2 hospitals into one large health district and then sell the new district to an outside entity. Sorensen said PMHD would be interested in a merger, but not in the selling of the district. Any other information, he said, would have to come from El Centro. He did tell the Brawley City Council that he would keep them up to date on any future discussions that he had with ECRMC officials. A video of the presentation is available at the City of Brawley Facebook page on Facebook. For Kxo Local News, I'm George Gale.
And at the beginning of the El Centro City Council meeting on Tuesday evening, the El Centro mayor read a prepared statement and in effect said, any information, any news about El Centro Regional Medical Center will come on the hospital's social media accounts and a weekly update on Fridays on their webpage.
In other local news, U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers found cocaine hidden in a load of decorative stone. On January the 11th at about 11:20. A tractor trailer loaded with the shipment, manifested as decorative stone, entered the Takati cargo facility. During the inspection, a CBP officer referred the driver and truck to secondary inspection. CBP officers randomly offloaded some of the stone and discovered an anomaly in the stone. A CBP canine team alerted to the shipment, and a thorough inspection was performed. Officers found approximately 256 pounds of cocaine hidden in the load. The cocaine has a street value of about $4.1 million. The driver, a Mexican citizen, was turned over to Homeland Security investigations. KXO News Time, 7:43.
How about the next time you need service on your car? We come to you. Hi, this is Mike Allison for Real Central Motors and Quick Lane. Our mobile service vans are an extension of our dealership service lane. We will come to you for an oil change, filters, brakes, batteries, tire rotation, and so much more. Hey, while your car is just sitting there at work, we'll take care of your service needs, and it doesn't cost any extra. Schedule your appointment now at elcentralmotors.net. El Central Motors Mobile Service Vans. What a great idea.
In other local news, the first community workshop on lithium is coming up. Here's more on that story.
It will be held this evening from 6 to 8 p.m. Workshop is being hosted by the Imperial County Planning and Development Services and the County Department of Public Works. Workshop is being held at the Calipatria School Auditorium, the high school auditorium. It is the first community workshop for the Lithium Valley Specific Plan and Programmatic Environmental Impact Report, or project. The purpose of is to introduce the project team, and the project process. The workshop will also allow community members to help inform the project baseline report and infrastructure assessment by identifying existing opportunities and constraints in the area. Spanish translation will be provided at the workshop. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A man was detained after climbing a communications tower in El Centro. Police responded to the area of the 700 block of La Brucherie shortly after 3 p.m. Monday after receiving a report of a man climbing a communications tower. The man eventually made it about 50 feet up the tower before he decided to come down. The man was detained by police and then turned over to Imperial County Mental Health Services. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations in the Valley. Quick Lane. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
And it's time for local news, page 2, brought to you by the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation, reminding you it's all here.
Continuing with more local news, the 2023 Brisket Cook-Off fundraiser, it's coming back. George Gale explains.
It will be the 4th annual cook-off. It was interrupted by the pandemic. It returns this Saturday, sponsored by One World Beef, the Chamber of Commerce of Greater Brawley, and the Brawley Cattle Call Queen Royalty Association. The event will be held on Main Street and Plaza Park in Brawley from 12 noon until 4 p.m. There will be a beer garden, vendors, a petting zoo, line dancing, and more. From noon to 3 p.m., plate tickets will be available. Plate includes brisket, coleslaw, beans, and a roll. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A big rig that caught on fire caused traffic to back up. The fire was reported at about 5:45 p.m. Wednesday on eastbound Interstate 8 west of Ocotillo. The tractor trailer was reported to be loaded with plants. The intense fire and smoke shut down both lanes of the freeway on Mountain Springs grade. Imperial County Fire responded and extinguished the fire. One lane of eastbound 8 remained blocked by the wreckage and debris. Nominations for Mardi Gras King and Queen are coming up. Here's more on that story.
Nominations are still being accepted. The deadline, however, to submit a nomination is January 20th, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Nomination applications can be picked up at the El Centro Community Center or downloaded from the City of El Centro website. They must be turned in to the Community Center by the deadline tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. The King and Queen will host the City of El Centro Mardi Gras coronation reception on February 16th. They will also participate in interviews with various media entities to promote the Mardi Gras Light Parade and Street Fair on February 18th. King and Queen will ride in the last float in that parade. The 2023 Mardi Gras festivities are hosted by the City of El Centro, Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce, and Los Vigilantes. With KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
And we'll be back with a look at the weather.
Imperial Valley Business Resource Center is a one-stop shop for business development. We provide a complete roadmap to success for startups, entrepreneurs, and small to medium-sized businesses. Our in-house services include startup assistance, workforce development, manufacturing assistance, site selection, access to capital, accounting, cash flow management, permitting assistance, government contracting, international trade, incentive analysis, and more. Contact IVBRC today at 760-353-8332 or visit ivbrc.org to get started.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says dry conditions and colder than normal temperatures are expected across the region through the majority of this week. The next weather system will arrive early tomorrow morning, bringing breezy conditions to the Imperial and Yuma valleys. Heading into the weekend through early next week, freezing temperatures are expected during the early morning hours across the lower desert communities. 64 the high in the valley yesterday, 37 the overnight low. Sunny today with a high near 65, south wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight increasing clouds with a low around 43, west-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. Those winds will become north-northeast after midnight. Friday will be sunny with a high near 64. West-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. Winds will then shift out of the south. Saturday, sunny with a high near 66. North-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday, sunny with a high near 68. South-southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming north-northwest in the afternoon. 38 degrees, 38. Okay, 65% relative humidity. Wind out of the southwest at about 3 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news and the weather brought to you by Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation. It's all here.
It's a new year, and your neighborhood grocery outlet has new deals for a fresh start. Save big on Slim Fast Keto Meal Bars or Keto Fat Bomb Snack Cups. Assorted varieties are just $3.99. That's a savings of up to 72% versus traditional grocery stores. Also, stock up on Sweetheart Organic Superfood Powders. Assorted varieties are 30% off, and there's no limit. Keep your New Year's resolutions on track with your local grocery outlet. Offers good through January 24th.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
And it's time for sports. Sports Time brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. NBA action. The Wizards whipped the Knicks 116-105. Hawks topped the Mavericks 130-122. Hornets rolled over the Rockets 122-117. Grizzlies slipped by the Cavaliers 115-114. Heat over the Pelicans 124-98. Thunder topped the Pacers 126-106. Jazz jumped on the Clippers 126-103. Nuggets beat the Timberwolves 122-118. And the Kings, they beat the Lakers 116-111. LeBron says we got zero room for error given the injuries the team is dealing with. We're limited with bodies, said LeBron. So until some of our big guys or some of our key guys get back, we got to continue to play how we've played the last couple of games, play mistake-free basketball. Thank you, King James.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs, and New England Patriots will each host international games in the upcoming NFL 2023 regular season. The Chiefs and Patriots will host games in Germany. The Bills, Titans, and Jaguars will play in London. Yeah, that's the way to treat your loyal fans. Yeah, move their games. Speaking of NFL football, coming up Saturday, a double dip of NFL playoffs. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs at 1, followed by the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. On Sunday, it's another double dip. Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills at 11:30 a.m., followed by the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. And Novak Djokovic propped up his left shoe on a courtside sign so he could stretch out a bothersome hamstring. Djokovic overcame the injury, and a heckler to advance to the Melbourne tennis matches, the Australian Open. And that's it for Sports Time. Sports Time brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers. I don't mean to rush you, but Valentine's Day will be here before you know it. Yes, the peanut patch is ready for you and your Valentine. The Peanut Patch in Yuma, a great place to visit. For that matter, they offer tours every Tuesday and Friday. The Peanut Patch in Yuma, homemade chocolates, fresh English toffee. How about pecan turtles made from scratch? You'll love their yogurt-covered peanuts, raisins, and almonds. The Peanut Patch. Now, if you want to visit the Peanut Patch, schedule a tour. Find them on the World Wide Web at thepeanutpatch.com. You'll also get directions. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma. They're going to make your Valentine shopping so much easier, and they're going to make your Valentine very, very happy. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Don't forget Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. New home construction in the U.S. fell in December. December housing starts, a measure of new home construction, dropped by 1.4% from November, down 21.8% from a year ago, according to data released by the Census Bureau. But after mortgage rates declined modestly in December, builders have begun to feel more optimistic that conditions may improve in 2023. The U.S. Labor Department says Amazon is failing to keep warehouse workers safe. It's the latest example of government officials scrutinizing the e-commerce giant's labor practices. The Department of Labor said yesterday that its Occupational Safety and Health Administration has cited Amazon and issued hazard letters related to injury risks from workers lifting packages after inspecting 3 warehouse facilities in Florida, Illinois, and New York. And the FEC, that would be the Federal Election Commission, has tossed out claims by the Republican National Committee that Google's spam filters in Gmail are illegally biased against conservatives, that according to an agency letter. What's happening on Wall Street? More red. The Dow down 274 points at 33,023. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 down 40 at 3888. The Nasdaq off 141 at 10,815. Gold up, oil up as well.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been providing private security locally for more than 20 years and have owned Southwest Security for more than 6.5 years. I'm proud to announce that we have over 250 employees working here in Imperial and Coachella Valley. Last year, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. P.O. Box service to you. Also located at Southwest Security at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. If you're in the need for security services, please call us at Southwest Security at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 65, south wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, look for increasing clouds, a low near 43. West-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. Those winds will shift out of the north-northeast after midnight. It'll be sunny on Friday with a high near 64. West-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. Those winds will turn out of the south later in the day. 39 degrees, 64% relative humidity. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, offering live scan fingerprinting to the public.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
They have great weekday specials.
I like the friendly environment, the friendly staff, the cold beer, and the best wings in town.
Burgers and Beer, what I like about Burgers and Beer, the menu, everything on the menu is great. I'm working my way through the menu. My favorite thing right now is the grilled tuna chipotle sandwich. That's what I had yesterday, and it was delicious.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual.
I'm Steve Kathan. A decision on possible charges expected at any moment from a New Mexico DA in the fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins on Alec Baldwin's movie set back in 2021. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Baldwin was holding the prop gun when it discharged a round, killing Hutchins and injuring director Joel Souza.
I think it's really unlikely that Alec Baldwin will be charged.
Trial attorney Rachel Fizet tells CBS Mornings she believes it's those in charge of safety on the set that are in the most legal jeopardy, including the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed.
What the investigators and the prosecutors have been evaluating is who knew the risks on the set that relate to serious injury or death.
The Treasury Department says today's the day the government has reached its legal borrowing capacity. It sets up a showdown between the White House and House Republicans over raising that limit. CBS's Jill Schlesinger says a cascade of events could take place as the U.S. moves closer to default.
We could see furloughing of government employees. Now we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people. We're also talking about things like delaying Social Security checks. Maybe you won't get your tax refund on time.
There's concern in and around Farmington, Missouri, after 5 men held on felony charges, including assault and rape, escaped from the county jail.
Being this close to the correction facility, we didn't really expect that, and to find out there was 5 instead of maybe just 1. So that was a bit of a shock.
Those men were seen on surveillance footage stealing a car to make their getaway. CBS's Jim Crisula says a new poll takes the temperature on a key everyday issue.
Fewer than half of Americans view the quality of U.S. health care as excellent or good. That's according to a new Gallup poll. 21% of people see health care as poor. 10 years ago, more than 60% of Americans viewed health care favorably.
Overseas now, Ukraine has renewed its call for allies to send more tanks to help fight the Russians. CBS's Deborah Pata is in Ukraine.
Ukrainian forces are bracing
bracing themselves for the coldest weeks of winter.
It's very warm in here.
Underground, a wood fire keeps the men from freezing. There are warm beds, hot food and drinks. It's not so hard. You can get used to any harsh conditions. Major Chekan told us what you don't get used to, he said, are the deaths of civilians.
The UN estimates more than 7,000 civilians have died in the 11 months since Russia invaded Ukraine. Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 245 points. The NASDAQ is down 132. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors, with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Oh, I remember what life was like when I was a kid. It is way more complicated as a grown-up.
Whether you're buying a home, raising kids, then there's insurance and questions. What if my policy doesn't cover this? Or what if I have to make a claim in the middle of the night?
Good news, State Farm is there for your what-ifs. You can reach them 24/7 on the State Farm mobile app or call your agent to ask anything.
Life is tricky. With State Farm Insurance, it doesn't have to be.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Will bigger be any better for a major pizza chain?
Pizza Hut is crafting what it hopes will be the world's largest pie at the LA Convention Center this week. The company's big cheese, David Graves.
It's about 14,000 square feet, so if you think about that, it's going to be like 68,000 slices of pizza when we're all done.
He says they're using 13,000 pounds of dough, almost 5,000 pounds of sauce, 8,800 pounds of cheese, and, sorry vegetarians, 630,000 pepperonis. Once it's cooked and sliced, the pie will be donated to local food banks and charities. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Down under, another American pulled a key upset at the Australian Open. 22-year-old Jensen Brooksby ousted number 2 seed Christian Ruud a day after an American beat the defending champ Rafael Nadal. 8 American men have made it to the tournament's third round. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
I have no words for it. I'm kind of shocked right now, actually.
With Carroll Buckley.
Not that I like it, but I do.
AM 1230 KXO.
1230